there's like a equator on it.
Let me see.
There's like a line that
There's a little line that
circles around.
Now, let me ask you, is there anything else? Is there anything else that you want to say about that object before I move on? Have you described it pretty much completely?
Yes.
So you know everything there is to know about that object right now?
Except what's inside.
Except what's inside. That's a good point. So there's nothing else you want to say. You have completely described it. Then tell me again what the description is one more time.
It may be black.
Yes.
It bounces. Well, it didn't bounce that time. But,
What?
It didn't bounce. Okay. But you have a ball in your hand. I saw it before. You're pulling some kind of trick.
So you thought you had a bouncy ball in your hand, but it turns out you didn't.
No. Nope.
Now, this is a test that I do with.
Okay.
I do this with testers. I run people through this. I do this as part of a job interview. I do this as part of my training.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I have a more elaborate version of this. I just did a simple version of it with you. But I had a guy who was a software tester in Denmark that I did this with, and I switched the ball on him just like I did with you, and he said, "Oh yes, I had this. It's a bouncy ball." And I said, "But," and I took it from him and I dropped it and it didn't bounce.
Uh-huh.
And he said, but I saw it. It bounced." And I picked it up and switched it and gave it to him again and said, "So how do you explain that?" And he said, "I don't know why." And he bounced it again and it bounced. And he said, "Oh." And I said, "Maybe it's how you're holding it." And he said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, let me see." And I took it and I switched it again. And I said, "Well, maybe if you hold it like this." And then it didn't bounce. I said, "Oh, that must be it." And so I again gave it back to him, switching it, and gave it back to him. And it bounced for him. So I said, "Well, maybe you have to squeeze it in a certain way first." So I did it again.
I felt it. I felt the difference. Like when
but you
didn't
didn't
say.
say. You didn't say
I
you
don't
felt
know.
the difference.
Just like whatever.
Right. Now, I don't want to say that anything you did was wrong. What you did was perfectly okay. But what I want to point out is that in software testing, these kinds of things happen to us all the time. Something will change in our product, and we'll sense that it's changed. We'll see some little indicator that it's changed, but it doesn't seem like a big difference. And so we go, probably it's nothing.
Yeah.
But you never know. It could be something. It could be something like as profound as it was bouncy and now it doesn't bounce at all. It could be that this product was fine, but now it's going to crash as soon as you press a key because the state has changed inside the product. So as testers, we need to learn, one of the first things we need to learn is humility about what we observe. And to know that it's easy for us to be fooled.
Yeah.
Okay? And so we do these silly little exercises to kind of practice humility. And, well, I'm going to give you this set. But what this tells you is two things can look almost exactly the same and yet be dramatically different. This is polypropylene.
Okay.
This is polynorberdine, otherwise known as Norcerex.
Okay.
Which has a different glass transition temperature, which means it bounces differently.
Yeah.
It responds to kinetic energy different at different temperatures.
Okay.
Now, if you practice the hand switch, you can make it really subtle.
Yeah.
Just practice the hand switch, make it subtle, and kind of hide it in your hand. And you can do the same thing with someone where you,
I'll be good
you make them describe it.
I juggle, so.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
What did you say? You professional observer? What did you choose?
Juggler. He says.
I said I'm a juggler, so I can get the hand switch down.
That's good. And then what you can do is you just want to get people really deeply into this idea of, I'm sure I know what it is. Why are you badgering me?
Yeah.
You know. Oh, really? You're sure? You sure you know what it is? You didn't even know that I handed you back a totally different object.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
Now what you did something really good. You actually dropped it. You ran the bounce test.
Yeah.
Again. You didn't just say, I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again. You were just nervously fidgeting or whatever, but that was a good idea. That's why it's good to try things multiple times.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there are state changes in our technologies, and we don't realize that something has gone from being in one state to another. So I think that's fascinating stuff to study. How do
Yeah.
you know what you're looking at? How do you know when you're being fooled? How do
Yeah.
you keep from being fooled? That's why I study magic tricks.
Okay.
That's,
So you got any more magic tricks?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, they
Alright.
want to see some stuff.
Well, I have some different. There's some things that I showed yesterday. I don't know if you saw the trick that I did. Did you see the trick that I did yesterday?
I didn't
I was
put
in
any
here
videos of
yesterday.
that.
You didn't put any. Was there a video of that one?
I was busy last night. Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't seen this trick. Some of you have seen this. Haven't you seen this trick before? Okay, look at this. You see this?
Yep.
Now, this is a very compressible kind of
Okay.
silk. That's the thing that's really good about it. So if you squeeze it down and you squeeze it really tight, it goes away.
Hans,
Okay.
can you see him in the video?
Now, Hans,
See if you can see him in the video.
Hans, my question to you is,
I'm a beast.
where is the silk?
I know where.
Up your sleeve.
You know where it is? Up my sleeve, you think? Don't tell me where it is. Okay, up my sleeve, because you saw me put it in in my sleeve, right?
No.
You didn't. Well, why do you say it's in my sleeve if you saw it?
That's the closest hiding spot to your hand.
So you've inferred that it is in my sleeve. You've inferred it's in my sleeve here, even though you didn't see me put it in my sleeve. You saw me put it in my hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so where was it?
It's in your hand.
It was in my hand, but you saw my hand was empty.
Yeah, I know.
Let's try it again.
All right.
Okay. Okay, now you see it right there.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm going to just push it down and just clamp it down really tight. Okay. So, you, madame, where is it? Do you know where it is? It just disappeared?
I know where it is.
You know where it is.
It's right here,
It's where what?
on your thumb.
It's on my thumb.
Oh no, it's on this thumb. That thumb.
Oh my god.
You didn't see it.
The Vernay fake thumb, my friends.
How did you know that?
Is-
Have you seen the trick before? Oh.
He has technical knowledge.
Okay.
If you have technical knowledge about the world,
Yeah.
see, based on your technical knowledge that you had before, you thought sleeve is a possible place. So
Yeah.
you have one explanation. But when you have certain experiences in your life, like you saw this yesterday, then you'll never be fooled by this again, because you know that there
Wait,
is
wait, wait.
another mechanism.
Slow-mo.
No, but I saw it because it's just like different color. It's like-
Well,
it's like
some
boom,
people,
I didn't
some
notice
people
that.
notice because it's a different color. But there's
But how
another
did-
thing about you, Christian, is that you are looking at it at a different angle. The reason
Yeah.
why I chose him is because I went boom and pointed it right at him. It's harder to see when it's pointed right at you. You can still see it, but it's just a little bit different. It's like what you said with the ball. You say, well, it was kind of harder. It was kind of a different feel, but I didn't think much of it.
Yeah.
So people don't think much of this.
How did you stuff it in your finger though?
Yeah,
Do it again.
slow-mo.
Do it again.
So, all right. So how do you think I did it?
Oh,
Before I show
okay.
you, how do you think I stuffed it in?
You just had that thumb in your hand and you just stuffed it in.
How did I
and
get
then-
it in my hand?
I don't
I
know.
started out with empty hands.
That's true.
Here's what I did.
Okay.
I reached simultaneously into my pocket up here and my pocket down here.
Oh.
Bring the thumb up. Okay.
Yeah.
I covered the thumb with this, held it
Okay.
like this, and then I bring this in, dump the thumb in there,
Okay. Yep.
and then do this. It's
Yeah.
all here. It's all ready. I squeeze, and then you're not expecting anything, and then boom.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. So anytime. Now here's the thing. This is how learning happens. This
Where'd
is
you get
one of the ways that learning happens.
You get one of
Is that you get fooled by something, and then you get a little bit frustrated, and then you find out what fooled you, and you emotionally your brain says that's never going to fool me again. So I can't do the thumb trick. No one will be able to do the thumb trick with you ever again without you going, look at the thumb. What is that? You'd be really sensitive to the different color.
Yeah.
It's teaching you to notice things.
It,
Well-
it teaches you to notice certain things,